Is my screen visible?
Yeah. Oh, wow,
So,
that's a surprise.
so good evening, everyone. This is my second session. I'm a bit nervous, but I want to give a try by summarizing this book. So, this book, 15 Japanese Techniques to Recenter Your Life by Dhruba Ray, ma'am. As we know, the she is wife of Pinaki sir. So I've chosen this book, uh, and yeah, why we who is this book for? So this book is for someone, if you're someone who is finding your life is very chaotic and you want to slow down and find peace. So this is the book which will help you. And if you're tired of always being perfect and you want to accept things as they are, this is one of the books which will help. And if you it helps us to observe our mind and the clutteredness what is happening there are some stories in the book and some questionnaire through which we can overcome this cluttered thoughts. And if you are someone who is always busy in that chaotic life of work in cities, and you want to experience nature, so being in that surrounding, so that is if you're suffocated with so too many things to do, and if you if you if you are not getting time to be in nature to connect with yourself, it will help you. And it will help us to take small steps to whatever change. If you want to do something big change, like internally, this book will help you to do that small. This book will help us to take that small steps. And it will think it is like testing our patience by setting few activities in the book. So I will be uh, talking about the first two chapters. So before going to that, I'll cover the slide. So we all have heard this is like a reiteration like about ikigai. Ikigai is something we discover your purpose. So it is something like staying active and not to retire. So there are sometimes we feel bored of doing one thing again and again, but that should not keep us retired. So we should choose our passion like that. And we should not be in any urgency to do anything. So we have the thing like short, small, simple, slow. So always have a proper clarity and move slowly. And the next thing is don't fill your stomach. So there is a rule in Japanese like hara hachibu rule. So Japanese they don't eat till their stomach is full. So they keep some space in the stomach, only up to 80% they'll fill it, and 20% they keep so that uh, they they practice this thing while eating. And there's always a concept of community for the emotional support and financial support. If you go there is a city in Japan, Okinawa, where people have a more number of lifespan, maybe 80 plus, and they're still having happy life. One of the secret is they have a community, like-minded community, where they can go and express themselves. So that is one of the major reasons why people stay for a longer duration or get in shape. So this is you we all would have seen this circle, right? Ikigai is something what you love, and then what does the really that world needs that from you what you love. So if what is love and what the world really needs, then that should be your mission. In the intersect part you see that is the mission. So how to identify is what your suppose if I love serving people, and if there is someone who needs help, like in field of education, if I love to educate, and are there people who really want to get educated? So are there situations like that? So that clarity, that mission will get. And when you see what the world needs and what you can be paid for, so that becomes your vocation. This I'm not sure. So the next part is what you are good at and what you can be paid for. That if these two conditions are set, if these conditions are, if it is yes, then that you should choose that as your profession. And passion is something what you love and what you are really good at. If these two answers you have clarity, then choose that thing as a passion. So combining all this is your ikigai. So one ultimate purpose throughout your living, or so that way we have to choose by asking this relevant set of questions, like what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you are good at. That becomes our ikigai. Moving on to next slide. So there are again few points I would like to um, highlight. We should always have a positive mindset, always have a smile on our face, which will create a positive environment outside. And we should try to reconnect with the nature. Spend along apart from your work life. So we have to spend, because we are all made up of nature of five elements. So nature, connecting with nature is, it should be uh, one of the habit develop. And always have the attitude of gratitude, give thanks. So practice daily gratitude for even a small little joy. If someone gives you all, it's not like only you have to just take it, you have to express gratitude openly. So that is one of the Japanese culture. And living in the present. So the this one I want to highlight the word now. Now is nothing but always be now, because we don't know what is our future, and what has happened. So what you are right now in this moment, in this session, that is only what you are living. And follow your ikigai. So this book, it highlights on all this topic. It also explains about the kaizen process. So one is you plan, then you do as the plan, then you keep on checking how it is happening, and you take the action. So this is in a short brief, like we all know about the kaizen process. And continuing to that diagram, always have 1% rule. So it's not like every day we have to achieve 100%. Getting 1% better every day and taking small steps, then it will compound to big results. Suppose I have a I have a goal to reduce weight by by 20 kgs in 6 months. It's not that I always think of the big goal and no, today I have to wake up from the bed. That should be my 1% achievement. Then I should take few steps. So becoming 1%, though the goal is big, we have to focus on currently what 1% we are getting better. Then focus on the micro habits, um, micro habits like 1 minute principle. So we have to beat the procrastination. So this can be applied in any area of life, like focus on the 1 minute rule instead of thinking about the bigger picture, and focus on the system ra- um, rather than thinking about the end result. So if I want to reduce weight by 20 kgs, I should only not think about when it will reduce or how will I reduce it. That is, you're thinking about the end result rather than what is the system set. So, what time I'm getting up, how much liters of water I'm drinking, and what type of food I'm eating. So this, and what is the routine followed in the morning, afternoon, evening, and at the end, how am I feeling? So all this is a system created. So refine, we should keep refining your system, not just think about the finish line. So at the end, small steps plus consistency equal to permanent transformation. So this slide I could prepare for timing, and apart from this, I would like to read some topics from the book. So there is one chapter in the book which talks about, are you recharging your battery? Your battery is nothing but your soul. So there is a, beautiful quote here: experience nature, and in doing so, learn about yourself. So all Japanese, the culture followed in Japan is, they connect to the nature. So the author has given a few like insightful points. The author has said that, um, when we get time, we have to take a walk at a local park, if possible, with barefoot. Then she also says about, like, it's not that when we wake up in the morning, we take this mobile and we start scrolling and think about the entire day. No, first wake up in the morning, open the windows of your house and feel the air. Wake up early, that stillness, that will help you. So this is the habit followed. And focus on the plants around you. Let it be even a small money plant, or even a, um, any small plants, even the small indoor plants. You just see that when you get connected with the nature. Then if you have some essence, I mean scented candles or diffusers, you light it up like before sleep, and listen to the peaceful music, like the meditation music or the forest music. I usually do that before going to sleep. If I'm too cluttered, I just listen to the soothing music of the forest, or the waves of the ocean, or the river, what do you call, um, the floating, the flow of water, that music to listen. So these are the small things she is telling. And most important is, stay away from in the evenings when you, after coming from your work, go, you keep yourself away from television. Instead, take a book, read some music, or practice some hobby, and or else play with your kids. So if you cut down your time on the social media, and you can connect with the friends and the peer groups. So this is the habit which will help you, uh, this is a habit which will help you to recharge your battery. So apart from that, um, so this talks about the first chapter, like how there are these are the few steps how you can recharge your battery. Second, second chapter, one quote I would like to read. It's by Mahatma Gandhi. The earth, the air, the land, and the water are not an inheritance from our forefathers, but on loan from our children. So we have to hand over them to at least as it was handed over to us. So we have to be responsible for the resources around, for the people around. So when we take the responsibility, then everything will fall into place. So when we connect to nature, that is what the author is trying to tell. The second chapter, it talks about, mm, when more can be less. So she starts about her daughter. She will be traveling in the Delhi metro station, and her house, and the distance from her house to the campus will be of a longer duration. And she will be excited, like, very, how do I spend my time in that 4 hours from traveling daily from house to metro to the college. So the author's the author suggests her that we can utilize this time in a very efficient way. So she promised her, instead of complaining that your time is getting wasted or you're spending most of the time in metro, so instead we can utilize that time. She'll suggest her for reading books or listening to some recorded lectures from her way to from her way from home to college. So the author, this is how author is trying to explain us in this chapter. When there is more, when more can be less, is like the resources what we have. It's not that we don't have more resources. For the with the existing resource, we can reduce or we can reuse and recycle principle. That author has tried to explain. Meaning So, meaning like when you're carrying carry a cloth bag or a jute bag and don't make use of plastics, which is harmful to the nature. So this is how these are few small steps that can be taken. And instead of drinking water from a plastic cup or paper cups, there's something called as kulhards. So, do you know the meaning of kulhards? Any idea? Drinking tea from kulhards?
यस यस कुल्हड़
It's
इट इज
cooler, cooler.
मिट्टी के जो बने होते हैं यस
अच्छा, मिट्टी के बने होते हैं. So instead of taking from plastic, drink water in that and travel by metro or carpool so that we can reduce the traffic. So and in that time utilize it for reading books that way. And use the technique of pomodoro technique, that is 5 minutes break and 20 minutes work. So if you have multiple tasks to do and if you are very much cluttered, use the pomodoro technique. Choose the task accordingly and you focus on 25 minutes and 5 minutes of break. So this, when you do like this, you will practice consciousness and your productivity will also increase. And one, she also talks about we should avoid holding grudges towards anyone for a longer time. Learn to forgive, learn to move on. And so trust, and she is telling the word sorry. It can be a word of magic. It is like a magical wand. If some argument happens, be the first one to say sorry. So that will reduce the intensity of the situation and it will help us to resolve the conflicts. And instead of cribbling about the past, focus on the present and stop panicking about the future. It usually happens like, and she is sincerely trying to tell us this, always focus in the present and don't panic about the future. And learn to say no whenever when you learn to say no when a commitment fails to further your goals, so have the habit of saying no. Yeah, yeah, this list can go on, but these are the few things which will help us to be more mindful. That talks about the second chapter of this book. And last but not the least, showing gratitude. Always have the gratitude mindset, whether it is gratitude for for the food you eat or the clothes you wear or the knowledge you have, whatever knowledge you have, first feel gratitude for that. And whatever skills you possess and any relationship which you have, let it be even at the watchman or at the with any animal or with the any peon or so whomever you're interacting, there's a relation and you should feel gratitude for that. Have respect towards everyone. So even towards the farmers or towards people who are serving us or the people who takes our garbage, even that one. And mastering the mindfulness is very, very important. And this is the opportunity to take charge of these resources. And the author is trying to tell. Yeah, and at the end, as I said, this chapter, when you follow all these things, you are reducing, recycling, and the reusing the abilities that you have. I mean, reusing the mindfulness. You are reducing the stress and you are recycling the clutter in mind, and you are with mindfulness, you are using these resources. Yeah. This is what I had to convey for today.
That's great, Ankita. Like it was not expected that somebody will ever review this book in this session. But yes, thank you so much for that. In fact, the author even doesn't know that this is happening. So thankfully, we're recording the session. I will share it with her. I have only one question for you. What prompted you to read this book and review it for us?
So, in this generation, I mean, in this era where there is hectic work life and not, we always complain that we don't have time, and so that provoked me to read this book, and it will help many of us who are facing to the same boat. That's why I choose this book.
Mhm. Good. Thank you. Yes, anybody, any question, please go ahead.
Thanks, Duba, Ankita, for sharing the book. I just wanted to understand that circle once with real life example. I was able to articulate that, but the last one which you have told in that circles, can somebody explain that once again? With real
Ikigai,
life example.
Ikigai circle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Ankita, can you just stop sharing the screen? Yeah, so Ikigai, the book Ikigai was reviewed by Vasudev in a beautiful way about a few weeks back. And let me pull out a picture of Ikigai, or hold on. Share the screen also. So you can all see the screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. You can explain. The screen is here.
Sir, are you telling me?
Yeah, I'm telling you. You can go ahead and explain. I just shared this picture of Ikigai with you.
Okay. Uh, I I can perfectly explain the mission, profession, and passion. Vocation, I'm not. So mission is nothing. Mission is ikigai is if you want to identify your ultimate goal. So there are parameters. If you means you don't know how you're exactly living and what how to choose your purpose. So these parameters will help passion, profession, vocation, and mission. So how to identify? Let's take the first parameter, mission. What you love. You should question yourself what you love and what the world needs. So if that totally it's both are related and there's one single answer for that, then that should be your mission. This is not about the small mission at the means your ultimate mission of your um, entire lifespan. This can be that or so please correct my understanding. So
Yeah.
that is and coming to passion is like what you are good at and what you love. So what you love. Suppose your um, what you love you love for food and what you are good at and you really for I hope I'm giving right. So
Feel like you like food and you love cooking. So you are very good at cooking. So that could be your passion.
that should be your passion. So if your passion and your mission, and that the same thing is your profession. So what you are good at and what you can be paid for. If you're earning out of it, that's profession. So all these three things, if it is very related, like so if you, and you are cooking good and you are being paid for your cooking, so choose that as your ultimate profession. So your passion is food, and your mission is world also needs that cooking from you. I mean, they need your service, and your profession is you're doing good at that and you're being paid for all this together. That help that then understand that should be your ultimate ikigai. So vocation, can someone what you can be
Vocation
paid
is
for,
like skills. What your skills are.
what your skill. Okay.
The technical skills that you have. That's what vocation is all about. So what
And
you
you
can be paid for and what the world needs. Now whatever the world needs and what you can be paid for. Like if you are already skilled to deliver what the world needs, that is your vocation. Like vocation is like you know how to sew clothes, how to use a sewing machine. So now you know how to use a sewing machine, you can sew clothes, you can a variety of clothes, fashionable clothes, and that's what the world needs. है ना, बच्चों के लिए अलग से चाहिए, एडल्ट्स के लिए अलग से चाहिए, लेडीज के लिए अलग से चाहिए, बॉयज के लिए अलग से चाहिए, यंग बॉयज के लिए अलग से चाहिए, यंग गर्ल्स के लिए अलग से चाहिए. These are all the different things that the world needs. And if you are good at it and if you can make money out of it, that is your vocation. Yes, Milind, you can add to this.
Yeah, quick addition. Just an example. One of my friend, he works in telecom company with me as a profession. So yeah, he get paid for it. But in the evening time, since he's a very well built, etc. So he works as a security guard as well. So world needs the security, and he's giving his services in the evening time or night time. So that is vocation for him. Thank you.
Absolutely. And people who are into the security industry in different ways can be different vocations for people. Like कोई कैमरा बना रहा है, कोई उसका बैकग्राउंड तैयार कर रहा है, कोई उसका नेटवर्किंग कर रहा है, कोई उसका स्टोरेज डिवाइसेस बना रहा है, कोई उसका केबल्स बना रहा है. And there are some people who are very good at fitting these together. So all these are different vocations with what you can be paid for, and the world needs it. So ikigai is your calling. What is your calling? So that you are doing something which is benefiting others in any way, and you are converting those skill set into a profession. You can connect it with your passion and you can create your mission out of it, and then you are making money as well, and you are living your life the way you love to live. See, that is what the concept of fundamental concept of ikigai is all about. Like people in that particular area of Japan, they are all 100 plus by age, because they are living their life, or they have lived their life by following all these techniques. And this is a research which was done by two scientists, two psychology scientists, I would say. And they are from US. वो लोग जापान में गए थे, उन्होंने इसका रिसर्च किया, and they came up with this beautiful book which is called Ikigai. And they call it Ikigai in Japan, that yes, I am living my life the way I love to live. And this is what they discovered, that if you follow this pattern which is being mentioned in this diagram, then chances are pretty high you will be living a life that you love to live. That whatever you are doing, it is addressing your passion. It is, you have a mission to make a difference to the world out there. You have converted, you built up your skill sets for that, and eventually you converted that into a profession. Even if we talk about food, the food industry has a wide range of vocational activities. कोई बना रहा है, कोई इसको बेच रहा है, कोई पैकेज कर रहा है. There are a variety of packaging options. There are a variety of cooking utensils. There are a variety of utensils which are used in the kitchen. And a microwave is also part of uh, that food industry only. Even nowadays, air fryer is also part of that food industry. The way you are storing the food, the storage, that is also part of the food industry. So in that food industry, what you are good at, how you are converted that into a profession, and how much you are passionate about it, and you create a mission out of it to help the world out there, to serve the world out there, and you are enjoying the whole process. That's what ikigai fundamentally is all about. Did you get the answer to the question that you asked?
Got it, sir. I got it now.
All right.
Thanks for explaining.
I think I think here this is an ethnographic research, like where the psychologists, they will go to the community, they live with them to gain a deeper understanding of their culture, behavior, and experience. So this is a kind of research. It's called as a participant observation, and so where they learn about the community and then they get to know about the people, and this is what they're talking about. Hello.
Yes, we can all hear you.
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah. And one more thing which I just wanted to, for me, one thing Ankita was just describing about the book was, see, I had always been confused. I immediately apologize. But then, I immediately say sorry because I have an intention of not hurting people in an argument. Though I know I am right, I can never, be, because I don't want to hurt anybody. So I just jump and I say sorry, for which I have been getting comments or advice from my good well wishers, saying that no, 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 you will have to be assertive, only then you can express, you should have that clarity. But then now, after Ankita's explanation here, I really feel that, you know it is not that you don't have clarity when you apologize. So balance is the key, like is like assertiveness is nothing but just expressing yourself clearly, but doesn't mean that not apologizing. So you can be both apologetic and assertive. So this is what I got when Ankita was telling, and this is what was running in my mind. It came to me today, and I'm really happy that I had an universe has given me an answer today. I was quite confused, but then I can continue to be how I am. Thank you so much.
wonderful. That's a wonderful sharing, Padma. You know what is the world's sweetest word? The sweetest word in the dictionary? It's not the word sweet,
Sorry.
but
Sorry, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry is the sweetest word in the dictionary.
Yeah, you're relieved. You're relieved, like holding on to, there is no grudge. You're not holding on to anything. So,
So,
that doesn't mean that you're not confident. This is actually an emotional intelligence, it's actually a sign of emotional intelligence. Being apologetic, doesn't mean that you're not confident. You can always be like this, still express clearly, is the point which I was always, I used to live in this. I believed in it very strongly. But then very recently, I was quite confused with, my good people around me, or my well wishers around me, suggesting that I'm very apologetic always. And that shows my, people will take me for granted, and all those things. But then I was always, I was just quite contemplating, but now I had an answer. And I'm so happy that it came to me in the right time.
yeah, stop using the word confusion.
Okay.
You
Challenge.
know, that's the biggest gift you can give from tonight onwards. Do not
Absolutely.
use confusion in your communication in any form.
Okay. Maybe uh, what do I say then? Is it a dilemma or a challenge, or I'll have to figure out?
Stop even using the word dialogue.
Okay.
If
Okay.
and every word that creates a state of confusion or that creates a state of weakness is to be avoided in your communication. That's it. It's as
Absolutely. Very true. Very true.
simple as that.
Yes.
That's what I was discussing a while ago. That I just came across a small video, an old video, and where it was talking about that now we are reading this book that don't believe everything that you think, and where the author Nguyen is talking about is thoughts are okay, but when you're thinking about those thoughts, that is where you are creating all the challenges in your life. And most, in fact, that author is actually claiming that all the miseries and sufferings that you and I are having in our life till date so far are outcomes of those thinking after those thoughts came to our mind. And now this video is talking about that what leads to this suffering. After that thought is coming to you, and after you get into that thinking mode, then what happens? Now, what happens is when you get into that thinking mode, the first thing that happens in most of the cases is you start blaming something, somebody, some event, some situation, something you are blaming. That you are claiming that this is what has happened because of this. So blaming is like a way of you are claiming कि यही सच है, this is the truth, this is behind whatever is happening. And that blaming leads to that suffering, that blaming leads to those miseries that you are experiencing in your life. And well, when I came across this video for the first time, I didn't agree. Naturally, I didn't agree because I was thinking ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है. Like if we talk about the model of the world as per NLP, then this is according to the model of the world of that presenter, of that speaker. According to my model of the world, this is not correct, or this is probably not correct. Then I applied my own theory that, okay, with this new information, with this new knowledge, what do I see possible for myself now? So I actually started discovering that what could have been possible if it is not blaming. Like another question which I ask in many of my training sessions is, if it is not this, then what else could it be? You know. So I asked myself again that question, that if it is not this, then what else could it be? So if it is not blaming, then what else could it be which is leading to my sufferings, which is leading to my miseries? So I discovered that this is true. That the first starting point after the thinking is blaming. I am blaming something, definitely, for whatever is happening. Whether it is good or bad, I'm not talking about it. I'm just talking about what is happening. Whatever is happening is being caused by something, and that factor which I'm figuring out what caused that is the blaming part. It is because of this that this happened. Now, blaming is always not negative, by the way. Blaming is I am holding somebody responsible for this, or holding some event or some situation responsible for whatever I am going through, whatever I am experiencing. That is what blaming. It's like pointing my finger to it. Okay, so, and this is true actually. You just think over it before we start reading from chapter 9 this Sunday morning. Think over it, that what is coming between that thought, your thinking, and the sufferings and miseries that you are going through. What is coming just in between these two?
It is it the unmet needs? Like when your needs are not uh, met, you start blaming and.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm pointing my finger to something or somebody, some event. Now, if we connect it with Ikigai, the point is, if you want to experience Ikigai life, then you have to come out of this blame thing.
Okay.
This blame is a thought, I would say it's a state of mind which doesn't allow you to being responsible for whatever you want to have in your life. It's like the key to the lock. That if you're discovering something that somewhere I have got stuck in my life and you're looking for that key, the key is that blame that you're putting onto it, which is leading you to that meaning making, leading you to that not being responsible for what is happening in your life.
Defensiveness, like you try to defend.
It could be defense, it could be avoidance also. Either way, I'm not thinking anything, or I'm not considering anything where I am expressing my responsiveness to the situation. That is where I need to catch myself. There is this science called ontology. It's a wonderful science, the science of being. And that science says that responsibility begins with your willingness to become responsible for whatever is happening in your life. I'm repeating, responsibility begins with your willingness to become responsible for whatever is happening in your life. Now, if that is true, the only person I can blame for anything is the four fingers, the remaining four fingers, which is coming towards me. So 3 fingers plus probably this fourth finger is pointing towards me when I'm pointing my finger to the other place, the other person or the situation which I'm blaming. Great. Anybody would like to add to this?
Okay, can I add something?
Anybody.
Good.
You don't
No,
need to ask.
there are there are others who just want others also to take a chance. Otherwise, I just want to mention that this Sunday 6:30 session, definitely I'm not able to attend Vasu sir morning sessions, all, but I definitely follow the recorded session of your Sunday 6:30 from Think Straight book. Okay, and the books which you are picking up there, okay, those books are awesome. So it is again my request and humble request to everyone to go through those recording, because this type of books, think straight and don't believe what you think. This type of books are very easy to read. You can finish in 2 3 days. But as Pinaki correctly mentioned in those session, I read this book multiple times. It is not just reading through this particular book. It is an understanding. How you understand this particular book, and everyone had their own understanding, own mental model. But what the magic doing this session 6:30, the discussion which is happening, and the Pinaki actually decoding the sentences in that particular book. He asked us to read one particular page throughout that week to get that message in. So those type of dedication required while reading this book. This last time he's posted one post which clearly shows that this is not something this author find out. It is from Buddha. It is from Raman Maharshi. This is already in our culture and this thing, but we have not paid that much of attention. Now again with this author, and again because of FELD group, I came across these books. So Pinaki, thank you very much for basically conducting this session. Definitely I will go through the recording which Vasu did. I heard the his tech givers are also, or presentations are really good. But these sessions and discussion really helped, because this is not just a peripheral understanding what our thinking and thoughts are. Those are easy. This thing, people are so much confused about understanding. Feeling पहले आता है कि पहले thinking आता है. Whether thinking really helps me, because आज तक तो पूरा काम मैंने thinking करके ही किया है. So why now thinking saying no? Why thoughts and this thing? So to understand that, it is very this thing to go through the sit with those particular videos. If I'm not able to attend those sessions, but possibly then attend those sessions, because then you can throw the questions to Pinaki. So Pinaki, I have next question to you. Who has designed the book cover for your wife's book, Your Better Half? Who has designed the cover? Because there is
Well,
a lot in that cover.
she herself done it. See, while we were working on this book, we made up our mind that we are on an international project. तो हमने तो सोचा ही नहीं कि ये किताब हम 10 लोगों के लिए दिल्ली के लिए छाप रहे हैं. That is the first thing we came out of, that we were absolutely clear that we are working on an international project. And in fact, we first put this book on Amazon, and the book sold its own copies worldwide before we got the Indian paperback version. And we actually saw our paperback version only when we published the book in India. Before that, we didn't even see our paperback version, how it looks like. And but people bought that book. Some of them, they also shared the picture with the book. And we were surprised that yes, this technology is available today where people can buy the book worldwide. And people are buying book in countries जहाँ पे हमें पता भी नहीं कौन खरीद रहे हैं. So even thinking about the title of the book mattered. So we were doing a lot of permutations and combinations, figuring out what kind of title would make the book sellable. Because I am focusing on only one concept whenever I author a book, or whoever I'm guiding to author books nowadays. It do not focus on storytelling. Everybody is talking about storytelling. Focus on story selling. When you're publishing a book and you want people to buy that book, it has to sell. It has to have those characteristics so that it makes it sellable. So again, becoming responsible to make it sellable and make it available to the world out there. And so naturally, the cover was designed by her only. So she used all her own ideas to make the cover meaningful. So I will invite her to attend one of the sessions, and you can ask all your questions to her.
Well,
about
absolutely.
what went.
Absolutely, because when we discussed the Think Straight book, the cover of that book was so simple, the way this thing. Now, when I thanks Ankita for today's this session. This is my first time attending her session. Thanks to bring this particular book, because one, if you see the name Dhruva is the star, guiding star, and Ray, Pinaki, you are always the Ray for the whole, whole the group, guiding kind of light. So that two words actually stuck me. Plus, if you see the photograph, it is a warrior. Now, very simple question: whether that warrior standing there, whether he's facing the sun or he's not facing the sun. There is a lot meaning there. Okay, if you are facing the sun, means your divinity. Okay, so absolutely there is no doubt, there is no darkness. But if you are against the sun, if you are not looking at your sun, then definitely doubts and everything creeps your mind. So I think this book will touch how to go and start your within journey. So that actually the picture was in front of me in today's session. It speak a lot. So thank you. Just convey my regards to your
Yes,
half partner. And we are lucky that half partner is here to answer our questions. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
this will be a surprise for her. Like incidentally, today is the day when her mother passed away on 6th February. And see how the world is coming back to you in some way or other, and that this book is being reviewed by somebody which was absolutely out of the ordinary for me. It will be for her as well, because she doesn't even know that what we are discussing in this session this evening. So yeah, I just want to thank you, Ankita, for picking this book and sharing it. मेरे लिए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है, ठीक है?
No, it's really good. Yeah.
And I know many of you have already purchased that book, already
Yes.
reading it. I would also suggest you people that come up with your reviews, and let's make it big. And I know it's a wonderful book, and not because Dhruva wrote it, but because the book is being written in such a nice way. You love to read, you love to gift it to others also. I'm not saying anything extra. Vasu was the first person who purchased the first copy of the book. He purchased the ebook version, and he also shared about the book in one of the sessions. In fact, we are carrying Vasu's comments also in the book as the first buyer of the book. So, yeah, I want to thank you all of you. In fact, Gaurav also got his copy today. Gaurav ordered the author signed copy.
Yes, I got it. Yes, today. Thank you
Big
so
thanks
much.
to Gaurav for taking it on. I have no words to express my feelings and gratitudes that I'm enjoying at the moment. Book has already touched 50 copies. So if 3 more copies or 5 more copies gets, I believe 4 more copies get sold, so we'll touch the 15 number figure. So we're just waiting for that. So yeah, and we are doing it all organically. Like one thing that me and Dhruva we made up is that we are not going to give this book as a gift to anybody. किसी को as a gift नहीं देंगे. Let the book sold. Let the book get sold. हाँ, जब एक अच्छा खासा नंबर टच कर जाएगा, then it's a different thing. कि ठीक है, I'm giving this book to somebody. But no, even मैं भी किसी से कोई बुक कभी फ्री में लेता नहीं. मैं उनका किताब खरीद के लेता हूँ. मतलब हमारे नेटवर्क में जितने लोगों ने अभी तक किताबें पब्लिश की है, मैं सबका किताब खरीदा है from Amazon, and I keep them in my library, and I love them. और उनका किताब मैं यही सोच के खरीदता हूँ कि किस दिन मेरा भी किताब आएगा, तब ये भी यही लोग, the same people will buy my books also. So that is one thing which we worked on while we were authoring this book. कि ऐसा ना हो कि हमें लोगों को जा के देना पड़ेगा, हाँ तुम भी पढ़ के हमें 2-4 मैसेज दो, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Let us see how it works. And I'm happy that some of you who have read the book, you're sharing good thoughts about it. The cover, Milind, whatever you talked about the cover, probably something like a similar thought was there when she was designing the cover. So yes. And for now, shortly, we are coming up as a book publishing coach. So we are not saying authoring coach or something like that, because we have got wonderful experiences over the last 8 to 10 months while working on this book. We have studied many international books, the way those books have been designed, and the content being designed, I'm talking about content designing. I'm not just talking about writing the book. Content design. So content design matters a lot. Again, thank you so much. So wonderful session, and let's
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Pinaki, for guiding this, and thank you, Ankita, for sharing the book. And whenever person shares something, the most beneficial person out of that is the person who shares it. So you are the most beneficial person in today's session because you are giving it. So you get the happiness of sharing. You also get the knowledge. And as you are explaining, sometimes it happens that you earn new perspectives. And some questions that come up, they also add upon the happiness to that. So it also gives a sense of completion and satisfaction once you are sharing something and telling it to others. So it is the fourth stage of development when you go. That one is that you read it, understand it, then apply it, and then share it or tell others. So it's the learning fourth stage. So whenever you share, you reach the fourth stage. So keep on doing that. It helps a lot. And regarding this book, I had opportunity to read it because I could get it from online as soon as it got published. And I read three or four chapters. I practiced some of them, like Walking in the Woods was one very good chapter that I liked about it. And Kaizen has a concept, it has been followed in production industries for a very long time. Since 2003, I am aware of the word Kaizen and being practicing that. So it's something where now part of my monthly routine that we have to give one Kaizen idea every month. So it becomes a habit. So if you see the Japanese techniques, they also give importance to them and to give a feel of it, and they try to implement it, make it easy for implementation. So most thing that we do, we should try to implement that. Like today, what we read in the book today, it was about not just having uh, what happened, how it happened. Rather than that, how would you ask people to come and read what you want to tell about? So it was a simple thing that the headmaster asked the students to go together to outside on a Thursday. They get together and then they discuss something. Now he told the people to write the story of this and what would be the leading title for that. So many people gave many ideas, and at the end, the headmaster said that when there was no school on Thursday. So see how the difference it makes. You are telling what happened for the school students while they were authorized legally going out away from the school. But if you say that they went for a picnic, they went for a outdoor class or something, people may not get attracted. But if you say there is no school this Thursday, then everyone wants to know क्या हुआ था, क्यों छुट्टी था. So that's how attraction, like Pinaki was saying, that how do you sell it? Not just tell the story, how do you sell the story? So these are certain things that the uh, authors tell you subtly. So they may not tell you very specifically, this is what you should do, but they give a simple example and then demand you to do it. And that is what is to be captured when you read the book, and that is what is called as reading between the lines. And that happens when you read more and more and able to capture more and more and keep sharing more and more. So let's, what do you call, let's celebrate those great things. By reading more, you will understand the lines. By reading most, you will start reading between the lines as well. Thank you for sharing your lessons. Thank you so much. And anyone wants to add, they can add.
Pinakiji,
Uh,
one question that is on the book. That hope this book is carrying your thoughts, your vision, your inputs also, I believe. You're on mute. You're on mute.
See, I've only worked on the outline, and I picked up the concept to make it an international bestseller. So rest of the research was done by her. The way the book, as I said, it's a content designing. So it's not just putting the words together, because she is into instructional design and she is having almost more than 35 years of experience. उतना ही एक्सपीरियंस मेरा भी है कॉपी एडिटिंग का। तो दोनों मिलकर 70 साल का एक्सपीरियंस हमने इसमें ऐड किया टू डिजाइन द कंटेंट। And she's a very good story writer also, because during this COVID she wrote almost about 180 stories. So initially हमारा thought ये था कि we'll come up with a book on the stories, but then after studying the international trends we discovered that एक काम करते हैं। See what happens when you author a book, all of a sudden you become someone from no one. You become somebody from nobody. So right now she is not here, but she has become somebody. So that was the first intention, that we must establish that, and the best way to establish that in the trends that is happening to going on today is to author a book on self-help. Now I am more a person who talks about self-empowerment rather than self-help. So that is an angle we put into that book. हमने बोला कि सेल्फ हेल्प हर कोई कर रहा है, हम सेल्फ हेल्प नहीं करेंगे, हम सेल्फ एम्पावरमेंट करेंगे, सो दैट व्हेन समबडी रीड्स द बुक दैट पर्सन विल फील कि ठीक है, मुझे हेल्प करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आई कैन एम्पावर माई सेल्फ एंड आई कैन use the same wisdom to empower others as well. So that is the concept we brought into the book. It should be self empowering. उसका कवर भी डिजाइन किया गया था, कंटेंट भी वैसी, कंटेंट was written and rewritten quite a few times.
And I can resonate. Whenever you talk, you always talk about self empowerment. When you say you are your own teacher, you're your best teacher, and sometimes remote control kiske haath mein hai. Take the charge of your life. So I can see that every time you say you are self sufficient. So, and I think this is a way of life. Yeah. Take charge.
Yeah.
Good, good.
You see, you are always self-sufficient. The only challenge is कि आपका sufficiency कितना है वो identify करना, उसको उसका score निकालना कि on a scale of say 0 to 10, how much sufficient I am to address this particular issue or particular challenge, particular situation. And that is about resources. If we connect it with NLP, like the positions of NLP, the portion that we have about resources, it says that you are already resourceful. The only thing, you are only at an unresourceful state. So you need to figure out कि मेरा unresourceful state कहाँ पे है, कितना unresourceful मैं हूँ. That is where this sufficiency factor comes in. So you're sufficient enough. In fact, NLP also says that every question that you ask because you are already aware of it. You cannot ask about something which you're not aware of. The only thing is probably at that point of time you are unable to connect the dots. So that's why you are asking. So you are in a state of confusion. And when you say that I'm confused, you are continuing staying in that state of confusion. So you replace it with some other powerful words like I'm curious to know. Or I just want some clarity on this. So I'm curious to know is a very powerful way of avoiding any state of confusion. Say आप बोलोगे चलो आप you lost way. Say you are driving, you lost way, your GPS is not working. Now you can say that I'm confused. What should I do now? Well, I'm curious to know which way should I follow, which route should I follow, in which direction should I follow. That is the reality actually. You are curious to know what you are supposed to do now. If you say that I am confused and you are telling the other person, and that person is also saying, you tell me what you are confused about. Now both of you created a third confusion.
Right.
Just like a problem. So you come and say, I have a problem. And then the other person said, okay, what problem? What is the problem? And now you created a third problem.
Maybe when like we are a go-getter, we know in any case we will reach. Only thing we are conscious and curious about which is the fastest route so that I can reach quickly. In
So
the
just
end, in any case, I will reach. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's catch yourself, that exactly what you're looking for. You know, like हम बोलते हैं कि बच्चों को करेक्ट करना है. The teachers, they correct. हम बोलते correct. They don't need correction. The only thing that they need is where we can improve. तो कॉपी में करेक्ट करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. बोलो कि these are the areas where you can improve. That's it. You have already done this. You are already good at this. So if you have scored 3 out of 10, you are already good at scoring 3 out of 10. 3 को 4 कैसे कर सकते हो? ऐसे कर सकते हो. You can improve yourself here. You can improve yourself. It's not about correcting. टॉपिक को करेक्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं.
एंड इम्प्रूवमेंट से मुझे एक बहुत अच्छा याद आया एक सेंटेंस, strengthen your strengths, weaken your weaknesses, but focus on your strengthening strengths. रीजन बिहाइंड वीकनेस के लिए यू कैन डेलीगेट, आउटसोर्स, उसको वहां से मैनेज करो, और स्ट्रेंथ विच इज योर इकिगाई, योर पैशन, वेयर यू गेट पेड फॉर मोर, फोकस ऑन देयर.
Absolutely. Awesome.
थैंक यू.
In fact, एक बहुत प्यारा quote है. That quote says that if you can do something that others can do, just delegate and focus on things that others can't do and you can do. Great, wonderful session. Okay, anybody else would like to add to this? Akanksha, Akhilesh, Suhas, Suman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Well,
everyone.
wonderful session, and
Thank
yeah,
you, Pinaki ji. Thank you, Ankita ji.
All right, so let's disperse, and Sunday morning 6:30 we're reading this wonderful book, Don't Believe Everything You Think. बहुत सुंदर, बहुत powerful.
I'll try to attend. I'll try to attend. This time
Will you
keep
try or
alarm.
will you do whatever it takes?
I'll keep alarm and I'll try. I'll get up.
No, my question is, will you try or will you do whatever it takes?
Pardon.
Will you try or will you do whatever it takes?
Whatever it takes, I'll attend.
That's it. ये सवाल हमने मेयर नो से सीखा है. हमारे NLP जो ट्रेनर है, मेंटर है, उन्होंने सिखाया है ना. When somebody says I will try, just ask him, will you try or will you do whatever it takes?
Yeah. And regarding your book also, I'll just get the copy and then I'll comment.
Thank you so much.
And Pinaki ji, this book is by Joseph.
Yes, it's Joseph Guen. So
Yeah,
Joseph Guen. NGUYN. That's how we
so नहीं,
spell
मेरे
stuff.
पास भी है ये book, but I was thinking ये same है या
Same
अलग
है,
है?
same. It's the same book.
Got it.
Take this design, this drawing.
Got it. Same है. Okay.
It's the same book.
Because I saw the red color one, so लिखा हुआ था ना, इसलिए I was getting confused.
This is the Indian edition, which is being published by Manjul Publication only for selling in India, Nepal.
Got it.
One more. That's it.
Sure. And you're covering the book maybe on that Sunday session, full book, or just some pieces, or how is it planned?
We are reading 1 or 2 chapters.
1 or 2 chapters.
It's a 90-minute session. We start at 6:30 till 8
Got
o'clock. वहां पे ना हम बुक पढ़ते नहीं, हम बुक को खाते हैं, सोते हैं, सुनते हैं, जीते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं उस किताब के लिए. एक चैप्टर we read also very slowly because it's a deeply researched book. It itself is a deep work.
Got it.
So like आप बोलो, you can say there is a combination of deep work and essentialism. दोनों को combine करके
Okay. Wow.
प्यारा से एक किताब लिखा है. और भी ideas इसमें है, but yes, like one of the essentialism is that stop thinking. Thought आया है, ठीक है, and stop thinking. So when you stop, we cannot do it naturally because thinking is a way we will be doing anything. The point is, yes, thinking ठीक है, but again, don't get into that blaming mode and then get into that suffering mode and then get into that cursing mode. मतलब उस direction में जाओ ही नहीं. सीधा हाईवे पे ही रहो, हाईवे से उतरने की जरूरत नहीं है. Stay on the highway. So sometimes GPS shows that this is the way out. So that GPS is that thinking. And now when you check up, if you follow the other route, it is showing that you can cover that route maybe 2 minutes early. But what is the point going through that route which can hurt your car, which can hurt your vehicle? गाड़ी बम्प करेगा, जरूरत ही नहीं है. हाईवे पे रहो, थोड़ा देरी आराम से चलो, 2 मिनट बाद पहुंचेगा. और क्या.
Sure. Even आपने वो जो बोला ना, deep work and essentialism का combination. Even essentialism, वासुदेव ने जब बोला, मैंने immediately book को purchase किया था. You can see here. And I started it reading in my travel.
Yeah, it's a wonderful.
Yeah. because we always say na everyone is running with their own pace, own time zone, सबका अपना अपना अलग है. Like
Yeah.
I tried वासुदेव जी के सेशन में मॉर्निंग में आने के लिए 5:30, मुझे पता ही नहीं चला मैं कब कॉल में 5:45 आई गॉट गुड स्लीप. तो वो कई बार आपकी बॉडी अलाउ नहीं करती अगर आप 12 और 1 AM पे सोए हैं. तो वही है ना, देन आई रियलाइज बेटर आई शुड रीड दोज पेजेस, दोज चैप्टर इन माय अवेलेबल टाइम.
Absolutely. And in my case, I'm very clear कि उस टाइम पे मेरे को कुछ किताब पढ़ना ही नहीं है. I just need to spend time with myself. Even if I'm spending time with myself in the bed under the rajai, I'm enjoying it. And it's like Momo, magic of missing out.
Yeah, Momo, I remember. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful session. Thank you everyone for making this session awesome this evening. And again, next Friday with some more reviews, and next Sunday, let us join together. It's a wonderful book that we are reading. And I call it Read, Reflect, Act. Read, Reflect, Act. Because author ने जो कुछ शेयर किया वो उसने उस पे काम किया. He actually acted upon all those things, and from those actions he shared his views. Exactly what my wife has also done while authoring this book, because she connected everything with her own life experiences. Like Ankita was talking about this, my younger daughter. Now she travels to Delhi University. It's a one-way travel is about 2 hours. So from home to metro station is about 10 kilometers. From there by metro up to Rajiv Chowk metro station, there she changes it for another yellow line to go to Vishwavidyalaya metro station. From there she takes an e-rig. Now this whole process is about 2 hours. And in her undergraduate, she did it for 3 years. In the postgraduate, she is doing for almost 1.5 years. तो होएगा और आधा साल बाकी है. And despite all this, she is one of the best students in the college, including Delhi School of Economics, where she is studying economics right now. And she's okay with that I'm traveling 2 hours. And that is, those 2 hours of journey was designed by herself and my wife. कि वो 2 घंटा हमें ऐसा ना लगेगा हम travel कर रहे हैं. So she carries a tab, she takes her notes, everything she does there. मतलब आप हैरान हो जाएगा अगर उसको मैं आपके सामने बिठा हुआ है, if she starts telling her stories. And today she is one of the persons जिनके साथ आप किसी भी career opportunity के लिए बात कर सकते हो. Like if you are wondering कि मेरे बच्चे कौन सा career में लेके जाऊं, you can speak to her and she will give a decent session on that. You will find every point practical. Whatever she is saying makes sense. So she calls her अपना AI. It's her AI. Anyway, wonderful. So great session. Let's join and make our weekend amazing. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.